decoding the fundamentals of crypto, one block at a time. Welcome to Chain Insights, where we analyze and break down the core principles of exciting crypto projects using cutting-edge AI tools. Always remember that our content is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.
All right, everyone, get ready, because we are diving deep into Pi Network today.
Pi Network.
This project has been saying they're going to change crypto with, well, mobile first. And get this, they're about to list on 12 exchanges.
12.
Not one, not two.
Wow, that's a lot.
Major exchanges, and the news is buzzing about it.
Yeah.
So we've got the news, and we also went to the source,
Okay.
their white paper from way back in 2019,
Right.
and then an addendum in 2021.
Makes sense.
So is Pi Network about to take off? We're going
Yeah.
to find out.
It's definitely a big step.
It is.
I mean, seeing these big names like OKX, BitTrue,
yeah.
KuCoin,
Huge names.
even Gate.io, they're all listing Pi.
Yeah.
You know, this is a project that's been around for years.
Right.
And it's only been on the app. You can
Yeah.
only mine it in the app. This is huge for Pi.
It's massive.
And all those millions of Pi users, the pioneers.
That's right, the pioneers.
So this is really big for them.
So for everyone listening, here's the question. Does listing on exchanges mean it's going to be successful? Because we've seen cryptos list and then
disappear.
vanish.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
before we get too excited, let's see if Pi has what it takes.
Let's look at the fundamentals.
Okay, back to basics.
Back to basics.
All right, so the white paper, it lays out a big goal for Pi.
Yeah.
They want to deal with the fact that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of energy,
Right. Very energy intensive.
which leads to centralization.
Exactly. And that makes it hard for everyday people to get in on it.
Right, like it prices them out.
It does.
Okay, so Pi's solution is, wait, you mine it on your phone.
You mine it on your phone.
I'm going to be honest, I thought, come on, how effective can that be?
Right.
Mining from a phone.
Yeah, it does sound, I don't know, too good to be true.
Too good to be true.
Yeah.
But their answer is this thing called the Stellar Consensus Protocol,
SCP.
SCP, and they say it's efficient enough to run on your smartphone.
That's what they're saying.
Wow, so does that mean no more warehouses full of mining rigs?
Well, that's the idea.
Tell me how this SCP magic works.
So with SCP, it uses your, social networks.
Okay.
So you build these things called security circles.
Security circles.
And they're made up of people you trust, friends, family,
Got it.
colleagues. And so you have this network
Right.
that helps validate transactions, so it secures the network.
Wait, so instead of Bitcoin solving crazy math problems,
Right.
you're basically saying, I vouch for this person.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's pretty brilliant.
It is a very different approach.
But is it safe?
That's a good question.
I mean, what if someone's security circle, gets compromised?
Yeah, that is a concern. It's one of the big questions with Pi.
Yeah.
But the white paper says that because the network is so big
Okay.
and all these security circles are connected,
Yeah.
it's really hard for bad actors to mess with it.
Okay.
So it's like a safety in numbers kind of thing.
All right, so we've got this mobile mining.
Yeah.
We've got this unique security.
Right.
But Pi's vision, it doesn't stop there, does it?
No, it goes way beyond that.
The white paper, it talks about something much bigger.
Much bigger.
What is it?
They want to build this whole ecosystem on top of Pi.
Like what?
They're talking about an attention marketplace.
An attention marketplace.
A barter system,
Wow.
even a decentralized app store.
Whoa, it's a lot.
It's like they're trying to create a whole new economy.
So this attention marketplace.
Yeah.
Is this do you get paid in Pi for engaging on social media?
That's the idea. It's
Go.
like, imagine if instead of Facebook or Twitter making all the money,
Yeah.
the users got rewarded for their attention.
That's an interesting concept.
It's a pretty radical idea.
Like a bold idea.
It is.
Okay, so bold ideas are great.
Sure.
But how are these Pi tokens actually given out?
Right. So the distribution, it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
80% of all Pi goes to the community
To the community, all right?
through mining, referrals, and building the ecosystem.
Okay.
And then the other 20% goes to the Pi core team
The core team are.
for development and, keeping things going.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So most of the Pi is earned by the people using the network.
Right.
I like that. It fits with the whole decentralization thing.
It does.
But one thing that was interesting to me, Bitcoin has a fixed supply,
Right.
but Pi doesn't. So how does that work?
They call it a dynamic supply.
Dynamic supply.
So basically, it's tied to the number of users on the network.
Okay.
So the more users, the more pi is released.
All right, so things are getting interesting.
Definitely.
So I know that the news also mentioned this mainnet launch.
Yeah, back in 2021.
Back in 2021. Did that change how the mining works?
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
They added this whole system where you get more rewards
What?
for things like locking up your pi,
Blocking up your pi.
running a node,
Okay.
or even using pi apps.
Hold on. So it's not just about clicking a button on your phone anymore. You have to like actually use the ecosystem.
You got to participate.
Okay.
And this lockup system, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
You can lock up some of your pi
For how long?
for a certain amount of time, up to 3 years.
3 years. Wow.
And you get more rewards.
The longer you lock it up,
The longer you lock it up, the more you get.
that's pretty smart. It encourages people to hold on to their pi.
It does.
But is there something else going on here?
Like what?
Well, think about it. Pi's about to hit exchanges,
Right.
and they have this dynamic supply
Yeah.
that could mean crazy price swings.
It could get volatile.
Right.
Definitely.
So maybe these lockups are a way to control how much pi is out there
Control the supply.
so they can stabilize the price.
Yeah, it's possible they're thinking about that.
That's interesting.
It's a strategy.
But let's not forget the downsides.
Yeah, there are.
There's this KYC thing.
Know your customer.
Yeah, KYC, where you have to prove you're a real person.
Right, by giving them your ID.
And some people aren't happy about that.
Yeah, it's been controversial.
I mean, it's good they're trying to stop fake accounts.
Yeah, definitely.
But is it going to stop people from using Pi?
Especially in places where it's hard to get an ID.
It seems like Pi is trying to balance things.
Balance accessibility and security.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
We'll see how they do it as they grow.
It'll be interesting to see.
All right, so we've talked about the tech, this whole ecosystem,
Yeah.
some of the challenges.
Yep.
But before we go any further, let's unpack this SCP thing a bit more.
Okay.
Like, how does this web of trust actually work?
Yeah, let's get into the details.
It's pretty different from the mining we see with Bitcoin. So this Stellar Consensus Protocol.
SCP.
Yeah, SCP. I'm still trying to wrap my head around
It
it.
is different, that's for sure.
It's very different from, like, how Bitcoin mining uses so much energy.
Right, with Bitcoin, you've got all these miners,
Yeah.
and they're competing to solve these, like, super complex math problems.
Right. Whoever gets it first,
Yeah.
they get to add the next block to the chain,
Do the blockchain.
with the blockchain, and they get rewarded with Bitcoin.
With Bitcoin, right?
But it uses a ton of computing power.
A lot of energy.
Yeah.
So how does Pi Network avoid that with this SCP?
Well, it's all about trust.
Oh,
Remember those security circles?
Right, security circles.
So imagine this. You pick a few people you trust, right?
Okay, friends, family.
Yeah, friends, family, people you work with,
Right.
and they make up your security circle.
Okay.
When you do a transaction, it goes to your circle.
Got it.
And if they vouch for it, it goes out to their circles.
Oh, okay.
And so on and so on.
Like a ripple effect.
Exactly, like a ripple effect of trust across the network.
Okay, so instead of energy,
Yeah,
it's powered by
by trust.
trust.
Yeah.
But couldn't someone just make a ton of fake accounts
Ah, good question.
and put them in their security circles?
Well, Pi says these circles
Yeah.
should be people you actually know. Real people, so it's harder to fake.
Okay, so it's about real relationships.
Yeah, real world connections.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how does that actually make the network secure?
Think of it like a huge web. All these connections, all this trust.
Yeah.
If someone tries to cheat,
Hmm.
they need a lot of circles to vouch for them.
Okay.
It's not just about having a powerful computer.
Right, it's about real people.
Exactly. It's a different kind of security.
This is amazing.
It's a new way of thinking about things.
So we've got this mining that uses our phones,
Yeah,
this unique security.
right.
But Pi isn't just a cryptocurrency, is it?
No, they have bigger plans.
The white paper, it talks about this ecosystem they're building.
A whole ecosystem on top of Pi.
Yeah, they want to change how we use the internet.
They want to change the digital economy.
And one of the things they're talking about, this attention marketplace.
Right. That's a big one.
Yeah, it seems like they want to turn social media upside down.
Well, think about it. Right now, it's the platforms that profit.
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, they make money off our data.
Right, off our attention.
Exactly. But Pi's idea is,
Yeah.
what if the users got rewarded?
What if we got paid for our attention?
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's a pretty radical idea.
It is.
But if they can actually do it,
Yeah.
That would be huge.
It would change everything.
Okay, so they've got that.
Uh-huh.
They also mentioned a barter system.
Oh, yeah, that's about trading.
Trading with Pi.
Yeah. Goods and services directly, person to person.
Like a Pi-powered Craigslist.
Or eBay, yeah, but decentralized.
Okay, and then there's the App Store.
The decentralized app store.
Yeah, so is that like the App Store but for Pi?
Kind of, but it's not controlled by one company.
Okay.
It's open to anyone.
So any developer could build an app.
Exactly. And those apps would work with Pi.
So they could make games?
Games, social media, productivity tools, anything.
It's like a whole new digital world.
That's the vision.
But that's a lot to build.
It is a huge undertaking.
Are there even enough developers who want to build on Pi?
That's the key question.
Right, because you need a community
You need people who believe in it
to make it work.
and who are willing to put in the work.
So let's not forget, this all depends on Pi actually being valuable.
Right, when it hits the exchanges.
We talked about the mining,
Yeah.
this dynamic supply,
It's a new approach.
but there are also some risks.
There's some things to think about.
Yeah, like what?
Well, the price could be all over the place.
Volatile.
Volatile, yeah, because the supply keeps changing.
Right.
It's a big experiment. No one knows how it will go.
And then there's that KYC thing.
Right, the know your customer.
Yeah, it's good for security,
It helps keep the network safe,
but it could also limit who can use Pi.
especially in places where it's hard to get an ID.
So Pi has to find a balance
They do.
between keeping things secure
Right.
and making sure anyone can use it.
It's a tough challenge.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We have...
The tech, the ecosystem,
Uh-huh.
the challenges ahead.
Right.
But Pi is about to go live on exchanges.
The open main app.
Yeah, so the big question is,
Will it succeed?
will it actually work? So welcome back
We're back.
to the final part of our deep dive.
Deep dive into Pi Network.
It's been quite a journey.
It has been a lot to unpack.
Yeah, we've gone through their mining, how they do security,
Right. Their unique approach.
their big vision for this whole Pi ecosystem.
Yeah, a lot of ambition there.
And we've also talked about some of the tough
Yeah,
stuff,
challenges. Yeah.
like how they'll handle the price swings,
The volatility, that's a big one.
making sure everyone can use it,
Inclusivity.
and getting developers on board.
Yeah, you need that ecosystem to thrive.
So Pi is about to hit the open market.
Big moment for them.
The big question is, will it work?
Will it all come together?
You know, you've seen a lot of crypto projects,
I have been in this space for a while.
and a lot of them make big promises.
They do. Hype is a big part of crypto. But what separates the winners?
The ones that actually deliver.
So let's see if Pi Network can do it.
Put it to the test.
We talked about their SCP.
Stellar Consensus Protocol.
Yeah, how it uses trust instead of all that computing power.
Right, it's a different approach.
It's worked on the Stellar network.
It has, but Pi wants to be much bigger.
Millions of users.
Yeah, million.
Engaging with the
Can
ecosystem.
SCP handle all of that
That's the big question. Can it scale?
without slowing things down?
Or compromising security?
The white paper talks about some solutions,
Like a blockchain distribution network.
but that's all theoretical.
It is. We need to see it in action.
You have to prove it works.
Real world performance, that's what matters.
And even if the tech works perfectly,
Yeah.
will people actually use the Pi ecosystem?
That's the other big piece, user adoption.
Will they buy things with Pi?
Use the attention marketplace.
Download those Pi apps.
Engage with it all.
Pi has a really strong community.
They do. Millions of pioneers. But now they need those pioneers to actually use Pi.
Turn that enthusiasm into action.
They've changed the mining to reward engagement.
That's a smart move.
But they can't make people feel forced.
No, it has to be organic.
People have to want to use it.
It has to be valuable to them.
And then there's the KYC thing.
Right. Know your customer,
It could be a problem for some people.
especially in places where it's hard to get an ID
So how can Pi be inclusive?
and still keep the network secure.
Maybe they could try different ways to verify people.
Or work with local organizations
It'll take some creativity.
and a commitment to their values.
So Pi Network has a lot to figure out.
They do. A lot of challenges.
It's a big experiment.
A grand experiment.
And I'm really curious to see what happens.
It's one of the most interesting projects out there.
It really challenges how we think about crypto.
And the possibilities of technology.
So for everyone listening,
Yeah, for all of you.
to your own research,
Stay informed.
think critically about what you hear.
Don't just believe the hype.
But don't ignore the potential either.
Pi could change everything.
But only time will tell.
Time will tell.
So that wraps up our deep dive into Pi Network.
Pi Network.
We hope you found it informative.
And thought-provoking.
And until next time,
Keep exploring.
keep questioning.
And keep diving deep.
If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into crypto fundamentals, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.